Then we'll move on to C, which, following along with bricks, it's a cavity. So what is a cavity? So a cavity wall is a wall that's two separate skins of, can be brick. Most commonly you've got brick externally and you've got a block internally, and then there's metal ties that cross the cavity to give it stability, and the ties are in a way so moisture doesn't pass through, because that was the issue with solid walls. They were fine, really nice and strong, but moisture, any rain outside goes on that wall, prolonged rain, there's nothing stopping it coming all the way through, so you can get damp and mould in your terraced houses that's got solid skin, unless you do something on the internal or outside to protect it. So brickwork on the outside is there really to strengthen but also protect the inner skin, because the inner skin, the block work, that's got all the structural weight of the house. So when you look inside, all your joists are sat on there, all the roof trusses are sat on the inner skin, so that's got the way, that bears the weight of the majority of the house. And the brick skin on the outside is there to protect it and also strengthen it as well, so it's a wider. The cavity were there, it came around the end of 1920s. Terraced houses did start to have some cavity walls, but then into the 1930s, then that's when you saw cavity walls more common. It were there to increase thermal comfort and to stop the moisture from penetrating, so a bit of a gap. Started off very small, and then when you got to the 1960s, that's when you'll see that window sizes increased massively. So you'll look at a 1960s estate, see that the windows are really big. That's because the cavities were increased, so they thought that if we increase the cavities size for thermal comfort, we can get away with bigger windows. But then they realised after so many years that this wasn't very good for energy efficiency. So then you'll notice that after the 1960s, that when you go into 1970s and 80s, cavities might have increased slightly, but the window size has shrunk. So you look at next time you're going around, you'll look at a 1960s, early 70s estate, and you'll see that you've got really big windows, and then you'll go to a 1980s estate and onwards, and you see that the windows have shrunk massively.